Wondering how your mindset affects your life? How to bring more energy into your business and life? Millions of people around the world ask these same questions daily. You are in the right place. Learn practices that will help give your life the meaning and success you've been searching for. Welcome to the Charge Podcast, teaching you how to create habits around real goals every day. Practical life advice from those who made it. Here's your host, Gary Wilbers.
When running a small business, you face new challenges every day. There are so many distractions during the daily grind. You feel overwhelmed and frustrated. Everyone should have the ability to reach their full potential in business and life. The Ascend Mastermind Peer Advisory Board will give you access to other like-minded individuals to share your challenges with and hold you accountable. It will help you move from stagnant to growth and give you more freedom in your business and life. Each quarter, we'll tackle a new area of the positive culture blueprint: health, connections, wealth, and even contributions. Imagine your business growing without you being stuck in the day-to-day operations. Imagine your next family vacation and you're fully present. Imagine having the freedom and flexibility you desired when you became a business owner. It's time to move from your imagined future and turn it into reality. You can have it all: a profitable business, impactful relationships, and even family time. So go to thechargepodcast.com and click on the link for your free discovery call to see if you qualify for the Ascend Mastermind today. Welcome, Chargers. We're glad to have you back again today for some great guests that we've got on the podcast. And yes, that means we've got two guests with you today, and I'm excited to share them with you. I've got Ali and Kevin, and I'll introduce them a little bit later, but I always like to have guests know really what are we going to cover in this podcast. So will you share with us, what problem will you solve for our listeners today?
Hey, Gary. The problem that we solve as we do, that's part of our life right now, and it's our business. It's how we remodel people's house. We design, we give them idea, we make their spaces more efficient. We give them ideas that never can even think about, and they get so excited about it. And that's a big problem for people.
Yes, and I know, I was telling you off air, we're thinking about remodeling ours, and you've got a great website, and we'll share all that information to really get people started. But really what it comes down to, you're going to solve that problem, but I want to be able to ask you three questions that you can help our listeners kind of walk through. What would be those three questions that would help them solve their problem?
The three questions here we have about how did we grow our company so quickly? How can other business owners do the same? Or how we can explain also how did we go from zero to a multi-million-dollar company in less than 6 years? How much effort we put in this? How much work we did there? And how did we manage to get 5-star reviews? That means we solved people's problem really good because we got all 5 stars for solving their problems.
Well, that is excellent, Kevin. I appreciate you sharing that. And this is going to be a great conversation because it's more than just about remodeling. If you're interested there, you might stay tuned. But also, it's really about growing a business. And a lot of small business owners have challenges. How do I grow my business? So I'm excited to have Kevin Kamali and Ali Meshksar with us today. They're two interior design entrepreneurs with over 20 plus years of industry experience in the home design renovation space. Kevin and Ali have learned what it takes to start and grow and run a successful company while achieving client satisfaction in the process. As you heard, those 5-star reviews. They are happy to share their tips and advice to help other business owners do the same. And I think that's the exciting part. So Ali and Kevin, welcome. Glad to have you on the Charge Podcast.
Thank you for having us.
Well, it is awesome to have you all with us today. And I'm kind of excited about this because I told you my wife's kind of get into this and I got to look at your website. You got some great information up, but also I love how a story of entrepreneurs going from a startup to really a multi-million-dollar company in less than 6 years. That takes a lot of work. And I'm interested to hear your story as you did that. So how did your company really grow so quickly? Because a lot of business owners, they stay in that really less than $1 million for a long time before they figure out the secret sauce. And you did it in less than 6 years.
I personally think the main reason is we were on this field before we start this business. Okay, we saw all the problems that other company has it. Okay, and we try to solve it. I work with lots before this. I worked for lots of big companies, and I saw the problem. Most of the problem was about the management. Okay, they sell, either they sell a lot, they cannot handle it, or the other problem was in the sale. They cannot sell good too. But we try to solve all of that, combine everything that we know about the other businesses, and solve it, and make it clear business, and be honest with the customer. This is one of the other things that is help us a lot, and be upfront and honest with the customer. This is very important.
Yeah, I could see, because, when you work with your customers, it's really about their problems, what they want solved. And you found kind of the secret sauce. And I would say, probably, I don't want to assume anything, but Ali, you all probably have some really good systems in place, because there's, to be able to do what you've done in a short amount of time, you really must have some really good systems in place to really work with your clients.
Yes, definitely. We do have a very good system on certainly on the sales and management part. Okay, we do have everything on the sales part is automatic. It means we don't call anyone. Okay, everyone coming to our website, and they go and schedule by themselves. Okay, if they go to contact us and ask us, the automatic email going for them, ask them to go and schedule it. Okay, we don't put our time to catching any lead. Okay, the marketing system is very nice marketing system. Okay, we are working with a good marketing company. And the other thing is, right now we have lots of referrals too. The sales department is all automatic. We don't need to call leads or this stuff. Okay, if someone wants, they called us. This is gonna save lots of money and lots of time for us. Okay, because of that, we put more attention on the managing the project. And for the managing the project, Kevin honestly is more into it, but definitely we have a system, and Kevin is in touch with all of customer every second. He's like 7-Eleven, and he's working with them.
That's what I call.
We have project manager too. Yeah, he have project manager too, and they share everything together, and with the customer too. We have before we start the job, we have like presentation with the customer. We speak about all details, that we don't have any surprise, in the middle of the job.
Well, Ali, you said something that is so important that I want to make sure small business owners, and really any business owners hear. You have the system set up for your marketing because your website is so good, and because you've done the work to be able to get it there, is your leads come in through your website. So listen to that, because a lot of business owners, it doesn't matter if they're in construction, remodeling, or what, would envy that system. But the thing is, you've done the work to be able to get there, to build the system where the leads come in, they schedule. But the good part is, like last night, I'm going to have to admit, guys, I was cramming from getting ready for this podcast today. And I was doing it about 8 o'clock last night. And I was looking at your website, and I'm telling you, you have all the answers right there, because you don't have just all the different designs they can look at. You also have the capability. You have those 5-star reviews and those videos on and testimonials. So I know you're credible right out the gate. And there's some stats out there. I don't remember the numbers, but people will respond more to the testimonials, especially video testimonials, than anything else that's out there. So I just want to congratulate you. And I'm going to challenge everyone, even if you're not, to go check out your all's website, because they're going to learn from it as a business owner, some things to do. So Kevin, can you maybe share with me on how did you kind of grow the business, really moving from that startup company to multi-million in less than 6 years. Because I'm telling you, a lot of small businesses we talked about, they struggle for a long time to get to 500,000, let alone 1,000,000. But you've
I
guys
know.
done multi-million already.
Well, we did it. We started with a credit card. We didn't even have, we didn't even put cash into this company. We started seriously and honestly. We started with a credit card. Our very first projects we got, but we had the experience. Knowledge is important. You should have some knowledge. You got to, if you don't know it, you got to read. You got to go learn. You have to learn. Then you got to put your heart into it. Being dedicated, it's hard work. When I call 7-Eleven, this is not a 9 to 5 job. I answer, talk, communicate with clients on Sundays. Well, people are, maybe say, no, this is my day off. This is the weekend, but you won't get this result if you don't put that effort and time in it, for a while until you establish yourself. You got to work hard. You got to, you have to really, have passion and be very detail oriented, be communicative. You really need to communicate. Communication is very important. Good or bad, nothing is 100% perfect, but if you're on top of it, you communicate with people, you can always resolve it. And, the outcome is always everybody's happy. All of this, if you just do this, there is no secret ingredient. You got to just put yourself into it and work hard and focus, and it happens, to be honest with you. Anybody can do it. Because I got to say, people are lazy, they slack at some point here or there. They do one thing, two things right, but they get tired. They don't go for the third thing. You really have to cover a lot, but it's possible.
Yeah, I think that's the key. You talked about a lot of great things there, the knowledge and experience, knowing what you're doing. But then I think the one that I really want to talk about is that communication. Because of course, Kevin, I can see with you working with the clients, you're really good at that. But the only thing is you now have a team. So the thing I want to really ask you is, how do you get the team to kind of buy in? Because of course, they're on the job site, and a lot of what you do is with remodels, you're in their homes. It's not always like a brand new one. When a remodel, sometimes they're still there and you're working around that whole side of it. So how do you get your team? Because I'm sure your team has grown along with this process, because as you've got more work. So how does a company, really take to get that communication there? Because that's where a lot of times the weak link is.
Yeah, it comes with the time. They know, the people who work with us or for us, and they know our system. They're familiar with what we want, what we expect, and what our customers' expectations are, how we set up everything with clients and the team. They know. Of course, coordination is the biggest thing and most difficult thing here. My project managers, they help, but a lot of time I'm involved in it too, when it becomes too complicated. But it's just, you have to have that system. You got to tell them everything is the work scope of work, a printout of every plan, and you brief everybody on that. You brief, we have briefing meeting with the client and project manager and installers. We go every detail. What's going to happen? There's going to be dust tomorrow. There is going to be this tomorrow. You prepare them. Always tell them, don't be afraid. Tell the customer your worst case scenario, which is not going to happen. If a little happens, then they're happy. Oh my God, what they said didn't even happen. It's always got to be prepared and have systematic. Like as Ali was saying, we do not use a single paper in our whole organization or our company. Everything is digital.
Wow.
Everything is online, accessible from everywhere. From invoices, from plans, from designs, from drawings, from anything that you can imagine is all. And that's all thanks to Ali, of course. Ali is the master of all that. He put everything, that's making, you gotta move on as everything is becoming more modernized, and for a remodeling company to be all digital, it's a little rare nowadays still,
Yeah, that's very impressive. And I'm sure that brings a lot of synergy. It brings a lot of efficiencies. So exactly. As a business owner that's sitting there and, they're challenged still back and forth both ways, there's the challenge, but it's finding, you all are partners in it. It makes it a little bit easier, but it's finding the right person that can help you bring there. And then as a business owner too, we've got to get out of saying, the digital age is here. So carrying around these big blueprints, number one, they take up a lot of space. It's a heck of a lot easier when that's online. And I'm sure that helps with your team and your staff in each one of those areas. I'm curious, just with the supply chain challenges that everybody's been facing now. I mean, has that created some challenges in your business? How have you been able to do that? Is just really continuing to keep that communication with the client open?
Yes, it has. It's a big challenge right now because in remodeling, there's a lot of parts and pieces. This is not just replacing one thing. There is we have maybe 40 items to complete your remodeling, and you see 5, 6, 10 of them doesn't come. They are back ordered, and the rest will come. They get here early. We cannot tear up people's house and let them live in disarray. And that's why coordinating, jumping through the loops right now, it has become much more difficult, very challenging. But so far we have managed it well. It's very much more work for us than before COVID time, but we are handling it. It's tough. It's difficult.
Yeah. And that's where your systems and processes come in.
Yes.
And being able to be electronic and everything digital makes a big difference. So I congratulate you on that, because, every business owner, and the big thing I wanted them to hear really, Kevin, is they're hearing that, you still have those struggles. You all have been able to grow the business, but the thing is you find a way around those challenges. There's always roadblocks come, but how can we really kind of move forward with those challenges that we have? And that's what everyone has to do. And I tell any business owner that's listening right now, if they're a little bit tired or beat down, you have the capability, but it's getting to think differently. And that's why you listen to a podcast like this, because you pick something up that Ali and Kevin says, and now it's like, how could I make that work in my business? And it makes all the difference in the world. And this last question, I just love what you've done there, is really about 5-star reviews, because you're getting those 5-star reviews. And being in the remodeling business, I would not think, I didn't do any research on that, but I would not think that's very normal, because like I said, you're in people's homes that are living there and everything else. To get a 5-star review, just getting a few of them is great, but you're doing it throughout your company and on a consistent base. So how have you managed to really get those 5-star reviews in the business that you're doing all the time?
I think this is the hardest part of our business, honestly. After I figured out that after the babies, homes are most important thing for people.
Yeah.
Because they are living on it, and they are, everything happening in the homes, starting from homes. And when we are going to the customer house, is lots of SKUs, okay, that we should bring it together. For example, one bathroom or one kitchen, it's maybe 100 SKUs that we should bring it. We should speak, we should be in touch. And lots of times we have lots of difficulties too. Is not every remodeling project going smooth. The only thing that I can tell you is we try to solve the problem. Okay, we don't run from the problem. If someone tell us, okay, I have this problem, we try to solve it. And the other thing is be honest with the customer. Very important. Okay, from the first, tell them this is possible, this is not possible, and if something happened, yes, we made a mistake, this has happened, this is a remodeling. Remodeling is not like IT, is not 0 and 1. It's, it's labor involved, it's material involved, and everything can come wrong, and the only thing that you should do is you should solve it fast, and you should explain it to the customer and be honest to the customer. That's it. Customer gonna understand. Some customer are harder, some customer are, they can understand better, but at the end of the day, if they are, they have sense of humor, they understand it. I'm telling you that. Yeah, they're gonna understand it and they're gonna see it.
Yeah, I think that's the key. And your secret sauce is you really hone in on the problem of and it's really the problem of the homeowner. And that's the one thing I want to make sure everybody's listening. It's not the problem you have, it's the problem the homeowner has. And working through and thinking through that, and with great systems that you have in place, I can see why you're getting the 5-star reviews and the constant communication. Because the challenge is everything changes, and it changes on a daily basis. As Kevin was saying, if that day there's going to be a lot of dust and a lot of things flying around, it's better they know that in advance than they get home and then found out this happened. So I love how you really talk about that. When you look at your business, you've got the 5-star reviews, you've been able to grow as a company. When you think back now and you look back your few years, the years that you've been doing this, what do you think, there's some real secrets in there, or not, I won't say secrets, but some real hard work that you've done. What would you tell a business owner that right now is struggling? What would you tell them that they need to take a look at? I know I'm putting you on the spot, but I just think it's great to really hone in from your point of view as business owners, and it's had the growth. What would you tell them they need to really hone in on?
You want to go, Kevin? Go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to tell them, as Ali said, try to face your challenges. Don't run away. Try to think, focus hard, and try to face your challenges. That's all. Nothing is easy in life, and this job is not easy either. It might be one of the most difficult jobs, but just face it and try to find a solution. Reorganize yourself, set a system, follow your rules, follow the lines, and just make sure you pay attention to the details. It is as simple as that, but many people won't.
Yeah. Ali, you want to share something too?
Yeah, I want to tell the same thing too. Definitely be honest with the customer. Sometimes you think that the customer doesn't understand, but they understand. Believe me, customers are smart and they do research. Be honest with them and try to be in touch with them. When some problem happen, if you don't pick up your phone or if you don't answer the email, okay, customer think about lots of other things like, oh, they run away, what they are gonna do. But if you speak to them at the first, okay, they're gonna understand. Give them some solution, think about it, and it's gonna be, it's gonna solve, definitely.
Great advice. And I love, really about that challenges, be solution oriented. Right now, if someone's struggling, really take a hard look at your business, and decide. I know right now a lot of people are struggling in the hiring area in the small business world, but you can solve that, but you're going to have to do it differently. It's not the same as it used to be, a few years back. We're going to have to work harder to be able to make that happen, but that's a challenge. And then, if we're solution oriented, we find other ways to be able to do it. So I truly appreciate you guys sharing, because, a lot of business owners, it doesn't matter if they're in remodeling or not, these same principles apply. And that's what I want people to know, is those same principles, just by you being totally digitalized, and going after those 5-star reviews because you're solving their problems. Every company can do that. But it's about putting the systems in place that allow your company to grow. And if you have the systems, your company will grow faster. Now, I've already mentioned this multiple times, but we haven't given it to them, and we'll give it to them again at the very end. But why don't you go ahead and give them your website, because I think anybody should check out your websites, because you got some great information up there. Will one of you share how they can get to your website?
Ali can give you the website and also our Instagram.
Yeah, the website our website is eahomedesign.com, E as elephant, A as apple, home design, no S.com, eahomedesign.com. And our Instagram is ea_home_design. It means Instagram.com / and ea_home_design. And you can go there. We have lots of information that we share in Instagram. Even sometimes we have more information on Instagram than the website, because you can put more video, more casual video, but it's all about information. We have lots of information on both of that. Our YouTube channel is active too. We try to have lots of information there too. And on all other social medias, we have Pinterest, we have Twitter, we have TikTok, we try to be everywhere, and you can see it.
Yeah, and we'll have all that in show notes under chargepodcast.com, because we know a lot of our listeners are not able to write right now. They're not sitting at their desk and ready to write. They're exercising or running or running errands, whatever it is. So we just appreciate them, and we'll have that, and I'll let you share the website again at the very end. I truly appreciate your time, but we're going to talk a little bit about the recharge round. I have 2 questions I asked each guest, and I'll let you both answer, or one of you can. I'll let you decide from that part of it. But you know, the podcast is named Charge, and that's a mantra for me: create habits around real goals every day. I'm curious, what habit has led to success in your life, do you think?
Well, I am very detail-oriented person. I always go through detail. I try to find out, I research, I read. That's habit. It's like a thing for me. If I see something, I just have to learn about it. And I won't touch anything if I don't know about it. I have to go. It becomes maybe to read and researching about what you deal with every day in life. That will make you, that will help you to grow. That will help you to just move forward in life and get better and better every day. I think that was a real one habit that, led me to get better.
Great advice. Ali, you want to share one?
Yeah, I personally think waking up early is one of the things that helped me a lot, and I always try to learn. Okay, I'm trying to learn from every every content that is available. For example, from YouTube, from younger people, from my marketer, from everywhere. I try to learn and apply it to business. Our website wasn't like this. It was a regular 5-page website, but we add to it. We learn, we know what customer want, what people want, and we add to it. The only thing that, and I'm the person that do lots of risk. Okay, without risk, you cannot do business. Okay, if you don't want to do risk, okay, don't start the business. Business is all about risk. Okay, it should be risk that 50-50 and up, but sometimes people doing risk 10-90. Okay, you're gonna lose on that risk, you're gonna lose. But sometimes, but definitely 50-50 risk and up, I always recommend everyone to take it. And 1 or 2 times maybe it's not gonna happen, but after that, when it's happening, you're gonna be very happy and your life gonna change.
Great advice. And the one thing is, it comes through, and you can tell from what we talked about earlier that you all are learners, because you're a digitized company. I'm sure you didn't know how all them systems went and how to coordinate them together to make it all work. But it shows right there that you practice what you preach. So congratulations on that. My last question for you is, all of us make mistakes, and we all would like to have a do-over. Of course we can't. We learn from our failures. But I'm curious, what is kind of that do-over that you would say for yourself, if you had to go back, if you could go back in time and fix it, what would be that do-over you would have in your life?
Well, I think I would have started my own business much earlier in life. I have plus 20 years experience in this, but of course I work for other companies and all that before we started this company with Ali. I just would have, I gained all the experience and knowledge from all those years working, but I wish I would have started earlier working for myself, being my own boss in a way. It's not that easy. Of course, sometimes I work much harder, much more than when I was working for a company, but I wish I would have started earlier, sooner.
Excellent. Ali, you want to share one?
If I want to talk about the EA home design business, this business that I have, the biggest thing that I always want to start it sooner, it was the social media. We were in the social media from the first, but right now we take it more serious. Okay, making the content that give customer knowledge, this is the best thing that happened to us. Okay, we done that and we see the return. Okay, try to be on social media, try to be more active, try to make more content, more video, more attending to more podcasts, whatever you can do it, because people when they see some information from you, they coming indirect to you. Okay, when people coming directly to you, maybe they're going directly to other people's too. But when they coming indirect to you, they're gonna warm up with you. Okay, and after that, they're gonna be your real client. You should make a relationship before getting people as a customer. If you don't have any relationship and people search you on the Google, come to your website, they're gonna go to another 2-3 website, and you already have your competitor. But when people have history with you, okay, they're not gonna go anywhere else.
What great advice there, because I'm telling you, you have to meet them where they are at, not
Yes.
where we want them at. And as business owners, we have to change it. And I know for a lot of business owners, social media can be frustrating and downright can't figure it out. There's other people that can figure it out. You just have to be willing to be able to take those chances and put it out there and then meet them in those directions. I heard a marketer one time say, you have to reach people 10 to 20 times before they really feel like they know you. And that's that know, like, and trust. And it's in multiple ways. So great advice that you shared there, Ali, and I appreciate you sharing that with them. Well, I congratulate both of you for a great job that you're doing. Keep it up. One thing as business owners, it's not a short-term thing. It's about the long-term gain, and you're having a lot of success. And I truly appreciate you sharing with our listeners, because I think there's so many lessons in this. And that's the thing. It's really about continual learning that you talked about earlier, both of you. And as we're willing to do that as business owners, we're really able to change our direction. So I know there's a business owner right now that's listening to this, and they've been struggling. And what they've heard is what they need to do. And they've kind of got what they can do for themselves to really pick themselves up and make a difference in their business. Share with us again one more time the website, and I'll put it all on our chargepodcast.com so that people can access it and check all your social media channels out on your website.
It's eahomedesign.com.
Okay. Super. And we'll have Facebook, Instagram, we'll have that all listed in the show notes too. So just go there, check it out. And I think you'll see some great things. Ali and Kevin, I can't thank you enough. So thank you so much for joining me today.
Sure, no problem. Thank you for having us on your show.
Chargers, now I'm going to give you the challenge. There was many lessons in this podcast, but I think the one I want you to walk away is, what problem do you solve for your customers? What problem do you solve with your customers? And then I want you to take a look at, are you really doing that? Are you doing it from your perspective or theirs? And if you answer that question, then it's going to have you dig in and start looking at your system and what changes you need to make in your organization. So I truly appreciate you joining us today. Remember, if you know other business owners or anyone that would like to listen to this podcast, go ahead and share it. Go ahead and click the 3 little dots on your podcast app and just go ahead and hit the text message and share this podcast with them right away. And we would truly appreciate it. Chargers, we'll be back next week with another great guest. So come back and join us. Make it a great day.
This podcast is ended, but your life doesn't just stop. To continue your inspiring journey, head over to chargepodcast.com and access all the tools and resources mentioned on today's show. If you enjoyed this episode, consider sharing with somebody who may also benefit from the advice provided. That's chargepodcast.com. Until next time, charge in business and life.